2 o'clock in the morning, June. Don't start. Alright. Trying to get comfortable. We're gonna do some grinding. I read some stuff online that was very interesting. We'll see if it's true. Man, I'd love to find an out of bounds for this map. I don't know if you saw my Discord message, but I finished Plague Tale on YouTube. I apologize I fell asleep during your stream, but I ate a bunch of pizza, and I was laying in bed with my cat, and, like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything better than a bunch of pizza and laying in bed with a cat. But I watched the ending to Plague Tale. It was sad. I feel like I missed a lot, though, because, like, I don't even know who Isaac was. I'm pretty sure I watched, like, 4 hours. Oh, is that a 5? Wow, that's crazy. But people the other day were telling me to level up my chips, and then I read online that the last level of chips actually comes at level 189. Well, some people were saying 200, some were saying 189. So I'm gonna grind out to level 200 like I said I wanted to. And then we're gonna move on. I'm glad to hear you're doing better. It's honestly, it's such a weird meme, but it really is one of those things where, like, the moment you start to feel better, you're just like, I'll never take this for advantage, like, or take it for, what's it called, granted. Oh my god, it genuinely, a sore throat is, like, one of the most mildly inconvenient things ever. The second you start to feel better after a sore throat, you're just, like, never in. I used to get strep throat all the time as a kid. Now, I also slept with my window open all the time, so I just truly wonder if I had fucking miserable drainage growing up my whole life. Excuse me. We'll do a recovery disc. We're down 17,000 health. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. Two is just as lonely as one. I'm very excited for my birthday weekend. I don't know what all we're going to do. I got a bunch of Pokemon cards. I got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards now. The loneliest number since the number one. Yeah, but there's nothing lonelier than being on a Discord full of people who don't want to talk to you. I think two's lonely. Imagine being ignored by 10,000 people. Oh, Jojo, no, no. No, 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 no. I gave you guys treats. No, 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 no. Why do they send you as like some sort of ambassador? That makes me feel bad every time I have to say no to you. But you're like the most overweight one, Jojo. I'm sorry. You're literally like, I'm sorry. Like, if I took you to the vet, I would get reamed, but I don't need to pay $1,000 to be told I'm not taking the best care of you. I know that. But you're happy, Jojo, and that's what matters to me. If Jojo's not eating, she ain't happy. If she ain't napping or eating, she ain't happy. She's just one of them cats. Xbox last night. Ooh. I'm honestly not good at old retro games like that. Like Galaga, Centipede, just that, like that whole genre. Pac-Man, Pong, I don't know why. Wait. Nice. Yeah, no, for some reason I'm not good at those old, like, arcade-style games. I don't know why. You can always go heavy on the cheese. Chicken Bacon Ranch is just one of those combinations that's just top tier. Oh, so jealous. We haven't had rain in like weeks. I mean, I live in a desert, so it's to be understood, but I can still like the rain. What am I doing here? Oh shoot, look Look at all this stuff. A lot of stuff out here. I mean, you wouldn't. I mean, nobody would be able to see them but you and I. I actually don't know if that does anything. I know Twitch says they're always training their auto mod, but I don't know if it would actually learn anything from you. Honestly, I wonder if it would almost like... I wonder if it's like Target and you get like a reputation. Because they label people ban evaders, likely to be banned, and other stuff. So I almost wonder if they're like what would it be called? I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. Because like it happens all the time where like if I have somebody who's banned in my stream, I was crazy once. I've no lot to do with you. You have to deal with me. I still cannot believe the ending of that game. What? Do you want me to get up out of my chair so that you can sit in my chair? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Too bad I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm not doing that anymore. No, it hurts my back. You're a sweet, pretty little girl, but no, it hurts my back when I have to get out of the chair for you. Are you just sitting there? No! Stop! Go away! No, go! Go! God, you're gonna stress me out. Cat, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's too early for you to do this. Are you still just sitting there? Please don't be sitting there. Should leave. That ending is bonkers. You were right. I could not have guessed it. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I don't even know if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't be awake. But my cats are determined to keep me awake right now for some reason. If I had to guess, there's either a scorpion in the room or they're genuinely just annoyed with me. It's hard to say. I looked for a scorpion. I didn't find a scorpion, but... I have no idea. Probably because 2 of them were sleeping on my bed and then the 3rd one came running up, which isn't normally how things work. So it was a weird situation to begin with. There's no one to call. I mean, Ghostbusters, maybe. Thankfully, I have my door shut because my mom works today, so if they woke her up, we'd be screwed. That's why I keep my door shut a lot of the times, because they'll just fucking As soon as I'm awake, they'll sprint to her room to wake her up because they're monsters. They're just little monsters. Actually, I don't even know if it's her that they care about. I'm pretty sure June just wants the dog to be awake. How do I do this? I have no idea what's going on, but... Oh wait, what was I just using? Was I just using HP discs? Oh gosh dang it. Oh, I never... That was a waste. That was a waste. Yep, 1,000 away. Son of a bitch, I just wasted all of that. Oh, right before a reset. Yep, damn. Okay, not a big waste of money, but a waste of time. I just got all my my mana refilled. That sucks. Oh, no. Oh lord, I don't think none of my cats snore. That's a hefty one. Gonna have to get a CPAP for the cat. My secret is to eat 8 Oreos. No, yeah, I slept. I don't sleep for longer than 4 hours, though. I haven't for like a decade. No. Well, no, I had a caramel frappe, and then a large Coke, and then I fell asleep. So, like, kind of. It'll kill me one day, but... At least I can sleep. For now. The old insulin coma. It's a forbidden technique, but it works. It do be like that. It's the distraction, but it's nice. All the time I'll be like, okay, I have a 1 minute. The ads will be over in 1 minute. I can be back in 1 minute. And I'll come back and it's just like, Jesus Christ, how long have I been gone? Oh. Sorry, I'm dying. But I was doing some research. Those Invincible cards I bought, they're really weird. The card, I'll show them off later. The cards themselves look terrible. The cards themselves look terrible. However, they put relic cards into the packs. And a relic card is, from what I read online, a cutting of the original comic in a card. And they sell for about 200 bucks. It's kind of crazy. You said Discord. Like, what did he? I'm okay. I don't need voice call. Yeah, no, I'm showing up on my end. Properties, microphone, codecs. Desktop. Desktop audio. Now it's not clicking off. I do not know. I would have to end stream if it's on my end. I would have to end stream. That would explain a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know how to change that. I'd have to end stream. My god, have you just been sitting in silence this whole time? Oh my god, no, I'm not getting out of my chair. I'm not fighting with you again. Go! Jesus Christ, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Go! You emotional terrorist. I'm gonna pick a fight with you. I swear to God, Cat. I don't care that you're fucking 6 pounds. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream like a goddamn 2000s metal artist. My fucking cat is mad that her sister is in her spot right now. They woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and now she won't stop screaming at me, and it's because her sister's in her spot. Also, yeah, I'm totally sorry about all that. You should have just told me that there was no sound. Bullshittery? God, I gotta fix that. I'm so sorry. I gotta fix that. Also, how did you not get caught more? It's kind of impressive. There you go. You're actually getting caught more now. Congrats. You're actually able to get caught by auto mod more when you don't try than when you spam your keyboard. Not sure how that's possible. Yeah, you should have just told me that there was no sound, because that's the easiest way to get me to freak out, because my recording on YouTube won't have sound, and then I'm like... Oh, wait, no, other people want to know. Oh, I know exactly what I said, I'll just say it again. Oh, and I can also shorten my ads now. I might change them. Stop. What are you doing? God damn it. What is wrong with you? Jesus Christ, June. Shut the fuck up. She literally, I was fucking sitting here and it started again, dude. Oh my god. Oh no, yeah, at the start of the stream I'm trying to get the cats to leave me alone. Because they're like trained that if I'm sitting down, they're like, treats, treats, treats. Yeah, I was there. I was there. I was watching. I was wondering if I had to call somebody on you. I was like, I don't know who you're talking to. I was like, I felt like I was having the one-way conversation. I was having one of those Bruce Willis moments at the end of Sixth Sense. see dead people. Don't know they're dead. Oh. Essentially, the whole movie... I'm gonna spoil a major plot twist. But essentially, Bruce Willis doesn't know he's dead the entire movie. And he goes the whole thing talking to his wife and this kid. And only the kid knows that he's dead. And, like, poor Bruce Willis doesn't realize the entire time that his wife isn't ignoring him. He's just not there. It's a crazy twist. It's also why M. Night Shyamalans are allowed to make terrible movies, because he made one really good one. Hey, how's it going? Guys, I swear to God, you cats are driving me insane. Why are you doing this today? Why did I have to cover the door in a blanket because your sister's a fucking psychopath? I have 3 cats. I have one that's like wonderful. As soon as I sit down to play my computer games and stuff like that and stream or do anything, he's just like, yo, I'm done. Like, see you later, Pops. And then I have one that like every 2 hours is like, hey, you need to take a break and give us treats. And then the third one is just a psychopath. She's a monster. All she wants is destruction of my emotional spectrum. Yeah, no, sometimes that happens. Yeah, I wish you'd have just said something a little sooner, because like I've had that happen where it's just like, can nobody hear me? I can't hear anything. Is nobody saying anything? And then like I'll say something like, hello? Like, is nobody thinks this is weird? And then yeah, it's just me. 2 of them are siblings, but we got them all within we got them within 6 months of each other. So like age-wise, they're pretty much identical. But 2 of them are siblings. But oh my god, she's so bad. Her thing right now is like scratching at this metal door, so it makes this sound. It'll wake me from the dead of sleep. It's so annoying. It's a little higher pitch than nails on a chalkboard. So what I have to do is like put a blanket over the door at night so she can't do it. And oh my god. Here, if I just ban you, it'll delete all your mess. No, I'm kidding. But this is depressing. I have to close my door now early in the morning and like trap her in my room, because for a while I was like, oh, thank God she stopped doing it. And I learned that she didn't stop doing it. She just got mad. She went to my mom's room and found out she could make the same noise by scratching her mirror. And it just pissed my mom off. So it's like, oh, can't do that. Like, shit, you asshole. So now, yeah, she's stuck with me because, yeah. So somebody, actually not somebody, 3 people were telling me to upgrade my chips the other day, which are these down here. But I didn't want to, because if you look up top, the symbols at the end, which are I think the Greek alphabet, are different, and the one up top is the best one you can get. And my chips aren't there yet, so I've been waiting for that to happen, and it's really hard to find information on when that'll happen, or if it'll ever happen. And I read last night that it'll happen at level 189. Oh, is it? Somebody told me last night that level 189 or 200 was the final level. Well, they didn't tell me, I read that. Information on this game's impossible, dude. So they were just lying? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Alright, well shoot. I really need to learn how to edit and make videos so I can make like tutorials and explanation like guides for games like this. These games are just like forgotten. Not saying that I make good videos, but I did spend 2 weeks editing a video one time, and I'm actually very proud of it, but I think it has 40 views, so like I'm not that proud of it. Oh, god damn it. I love it when you go through all that effort to save money and then you save absolutely no money. Hey, absolutely. I hope you get some rest. I'm glad we got that situation figured out. I had no idea what was happening. Okay, so yeah, we'll do lightning core or lightning chip. Lightning chip, speed chip, assault chip. I feel like if I just do the lightning chip, I'll be able to run through the game. I'm not sure what'll be more helpful. Lightning chip or going through. I honestly just think I might do hard mode. Maybe. You have to beat the game without saving, right? Or without quitting. How does that work? Can you die? How's all that work? I think for once I would just have to put my money in the bank. Okay. I might have to think about that. Because I feel like at this point, the smartest thing for me to do is to, probably just get my signature weapon. You can do that in hard mode, right? I didn't even think about save stating. Where's the pride in that, though? Can I say I've done it if I use save states? I have used save states, though, actually. That's not even a joke. I usually use save states at the jumping puzzles. Or, like, where I have to jump across, like, a gap or something. Like, anytime I'm late into a dungeon and I have to do one of those, like, hey, jump across these 3 platforms. I wonder how much stronger signature weapons would be. I'm guessing a lot. The problem would be farming them with mods. Which is where I would almost certainly want to save states. I think I want my first one to be non-save stated and get mods. So we're probably gonna wait. I'm really hoping the power jump from upgrading this chip is gonna be huge. What are we at? Oh, okay, hold on. 22,000. Oh my god! See, that's one reason I put the experience chip back on. It is so much nicer to actually just block the attacks. Like, it does suck to not do an extra 150 damage sometimes. Oh my god. But I'm excited. I got some of the new Yu-Gi-Oh packs. I was so scared that the information I saw online was wrong, but it appears everything online has been correct. And they kept the cool Blue Eyes White Dragon card Japanese exclusive. The new Blue Eyes and the new Dark Magician card are Japanese exclusive currently, which is like not really cool because it wasn't clear on whether or not they were going to do that. So they just retrained Blue Eyes White Dragon. He got a completely new retrain. And it's like really good apparently. And then on top of that, the Japanese set is the only one, or what is it? The OCG. They said that I think they only released 100 of them. So like not only is it like super rare, but it's also super good. It's gonna be a mess. They're very clearly trying to pull people back in, and it's a very ugly way to do it. It's a cool card. It's a really cool card, but yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's finally doing full art extended cards. However, they kept Blue Eyes and Dark Magician exclusive to Japan. I actually just built a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. Triple sleeved it and everything. No, I sadly fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh. I swear I think I was just talking about this the other day. I fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh when all of my friends got into what's it called? Dragon Ball GT cards. And it was like, oh, so I guess nobody wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh now. And they're like, no, dude, everybody wants to play. June, I swear to God, stop. Get away from the door. You're actually driving me insane today, cat. Don't just sit there and scream. Don't just sit there and scream. I swear to fucking God, stop. Oh my God, Spears. I'm actually gonna have to end stream, guys. I'm gonna try, but she's just screaming at me for no fucking reason, other than to go wake my mom up. That's the only reason my cat wants out of my room, is so she can sprint over to my mom's room and try to wake the dog. It's not even, God, what's wrong with you? You're just a monster. But no, I fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sadly, and then I got back into it in like 2022. Because my local Walmart was selling like packs for like $3. If you bought like several packs, like 3 packs at a time, they came in these big booster packs, like 3 for $6. And it was like, okay, hold on, like, what do like modern Yu-Gi-Oh cards look like? What am I getting into here? And like, as you know, fucking crazy cat guy, I was like, yo, there's some cool cat cards. And it was ironically something called Amazing Defenders with the Pearly set. So I started collecting Pearly cards, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And then there was this one set that had a single, I think it was Pearly Noir or something like that, and I was like, dang, dude, that's the only set that has that card. Like, that's bonkers. So I tried to get it out of this one set, and I just couldn't get the card. And then finally, at like the last 10 packs I'd bought, I finally started getting them, and now I have like 5 of them. But the very next set they released was the 25th century, what was it called? Anniversary? Or something like that. And it was also printed in that set, and they also reprinted Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Dark Magician Girl, Slifer, Obelisk, Raw, and I was like, wait, hold on, this is the coolest set ever to open. And I opened so many packs, and I hit almost every major hit except for, I think, 2. I didn't get a single Red Eyes Black Dragon, and I didn't get a single Obelisk the Tormentor. But I opened almost every other major hit from that set, just getting cards off the shelf at Walmart. And it blew some people's minds. I think one guy's actually convinced that I faked all of it. Because he also bought packs, not as many, but he also bought packs. And he got some cool hits, but like, he became like suspicious that every stream I was getting a major hit. And it genuinely, like, I think I used up all my cosmic luck because I opened 6 boxes of Hunter x Hunter cards and I didn't get a single major hit, which is like disgusting. It was such a bad feeling. But it cosmically made sense. When I like look back at it, I like totally deserved it because when I opened Yu-Gi-Oh cards, my luck was just flying high. And then I opened these Hunter x Hunter cards, and I just the whole time I remember thinking like, I got scammed. Oh my god, these have been repacked. I opened so many duplicates that when I look back at like my collection from that box opening, I have like a giant stack of cards, and it's all duplicates. And then there's this like tiny stack, and it's the unique one-ofs, and it looks wrong. The funniest part is, I think what happened is I bought from like a full, like, what are they called? Crate, which is 12 boxes, and I got half of it, and I genuinely think the other half of the box probably has all the big hits in it. And the saddest and the scariest part is, they're still at the store, meaning I could get them. Somebody else could too, but yeah. I think all the big hits are in the other side of the box, or crate. I should go to the store and try to have them set them aside, because they pre-ordered them for me, and then I've asked about them a few times, and they've literally just forgotten who I am. They're like, we ordered those a long time ago for somebody who said they were gonna buy all of them, but they never came back. And it's just funny because it's just like, oh yeah, that was me, and I bought half of them, and the economy went to shit. Like, what do you mean I never came back? But I haven't reminded them. Like, bro, I don't have another fucking... I can't even remember how much money I spent on them. Oh, nice. Like, I don't just have that sitting around right now. I put money away for 6 months to buy all those. Hello? That's a thing that I've honestly, I think I've lost a few followers. Oh, wait, really? Ew. I'm gonna take that just for the fun of it, but... But I think I did lose a few followers over the last year. Simply because I opened so many cards at one point. Now, I don't have proof of that statement, but there were 2 people I talked to a lot about opening cards, and then they just disappeared. Now, it could have been something else. I could have said something. I could have said something to somebody else. And they just not like that. June, don't touch the door. God, you're a psychopath. Get away from the door. Oh my God. She literally just jumped down off her cat tower. I heard her do it, and then beelined it for the door. I don't know why that cat hates me so much. What was I saying? Oh, but anyways, I think a couple people just got mad at me for, like, opening packs every day. Stop! Please just don't do the scream thing where you just scream. June, you have 40 fucking go. You have 40 fucking places to go lie down. She's literally just looking at, like, the fucking... doing, like, the Lion King thing. Like, this is my domain. I own all of this. And then she looks back at me like, but I'm not gonna sit in any of it. I'm just gonna scream. God, what a fucking monster. How did we get here? What did I do to fucking raise this fucking hell spawn? It's Tortitude, dude. Never get a tortoiseshell. It's so fucking real, dude. They're the sassiest fucking cats, and it's miserable. It's one of those things where people are like, oh, my lobster's too buttery and my steak's too juicy. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. It's like, this shit is constant. She bitches all day. If she's not bitching, she's probably chewing on a cord somewhere, and if she's not doing either of those, she's done both, and she's finally exhausted herself. And she's just recuperating. God, a monster, dude. I had to break up 2 fights yesterday because they wouldn't stop attacking their sister JoJo. The best part is eventually they, like, corner her, and once they've cornered her and she decides to defend herself, they get their asses beat, and then they look so defensive because they're just like, well, that shit hurts. Like, what the fuck, you stupid cat? Like, don't hit me back. And it's like, what do you guys expect from her? Like, she outweighs all of you. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, thank God for speed. But yeah, I only sleep like 4 hours a night because of the cats. One of them wakes me up no matter what. If none of the cats wake me up, it's like a blessing. Or sometimes it's not, because it means they've gotten into shit and they don't feel like waking me up because they're tired because they've been bad all night. Like one time, Jiraiya literally ate the string off my shorts while I was sleeping. Because, like, that's his obsession, is eating string. And one night he just realized that my swim trunk-like shorts had the, like, you know, the big old drawstrings on them. And he just ate them. Chewed right fucking through them. And then, yeah, I'm sure he was just like, well, shit, I'm tired. I'm going back to bed. And then, yeah, I didn't get woken up that morning. Sometimes June just goes and wakes my mom up. And then my mom's like, oh, shoot. He's not awake. I'll be quiet this morning. And it's like, no, I already got up at midnight and I went back to sleep, and then she woke you up because she got mad that I fell asleep because I was so exhausted. Dude, sometimes I just barely make it to the bathroom, and then, like, I just fall right back to sleep. Because I'm so tired. She'll wake me up at, like, 10 o'clock the same day. See, only one of the cats even, like, claws up the couch. We do have a problem with that, but, like, she's worse than that. Again, she'll go into my mom's room and scratch a mirror repeatedly because it makes this horrific high-pitched noise and you can't sleep through it. There's just nothing you can do. You just can't sleep through this horrific high-pitched... oh my god, it's awful. She's just a monster. Oh, it makes my mom so mad. And, I mean, mind you, my mom works really hard to support both of us because I'm a fucking loser, and I get so... Last time I had a job was years ago, and I genuinely just can't do it. People say something stupid, and I have no filter. I now know that I'm autistic as hell, but I'm just not built for it. I genuinely, like, if I ever go back to work, I will have to get a job where I do not interact with people on, like a floor basis. Because I'm just one of those people where, like, I can't. It's like I need a manager to hold my hand, because as soon as somebody complains, it's like, hey, if you don't fix this, I'm gonna say something rude. But I now know it's because I don't have a fucking filter, and I don't see things the same way as other people. When I worked as a zipline tour guide, it was, like, super obvious to other people, not me. But people would be like, can I do this? I'd be like, no. No. Do I need to remove you from this tour? And they'd just be looking at me like, no, no, no. You said he'd be cool with it. And people would just be looking at the other guide like, ah. See, my only problem with that would be I could do something like that, but I wouldn't be able to do it with... I've had jobs like that where it's boring as shit, but, like, I have to look at my phone. So long as, like, not that I'm, like, sitting on my phone all 8 hours, but, like, so long as I can look at it and, like, check the time, you know, check my notifications, not, you know, send a paragraph or anything, but I had a job when I worked at a car wash where, like, you had to learn the blind spots and send your messages from blind spots because they literally paid someone to watch the cameras to know what we were doing. And it was like, yo, like, sometimes we go 8 hours without seeing a single car, and that's actual torture. You can't just make people sit in a car wash for 8 hours. It's crazy. There'd be days without seeing a car. And it's a car wash, dude. They don't get that dirty. I mean, they do, but not that dirty. And that was the other craziest thing, was, like, if it was that slow, what, like, protocol was that you shut down the car wash and do a deep clean so no cars could come through, but you could never get permission to do that because in order to shut down, that meant 0 cars came through, and the owners never approved it. Oh my god, dude, I'm literally getting angry thinking about old jobs because I'm so fucking incapable. That shit used to make me so mad. You'd go, like, day 2 with no cars, and it'd be like, can we shut down? Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we do it? Can we shut down and do a pizza day? And they'd be like, I'll try to call. And you'd call the owners, and they'd just be like, no. No. This could be our big month. It could be any moment. You know, that's why nobody's shown up. Everybody shows up all at once. You see one person sees another person getting their car washed. You gotta be ready. And if you guys shut down, nobody's coming in at all. Okay, but we have to clean the pit. It hasn't been cleaned in, like, a year. Well, clean it on a slow day. We haven't seen cars for 2 days. They're coming. They're coming. Be ready. Be ready. That sounds good to me. Oh my god. Dude, I'm just getting mad thinking about it. We had to wear bow ties. I've talked about this recently. I know for a fact because we all realized in chat together that I was working for some sort of fetish company and, like, didn't realize it. But we had to wear, like, pleated pants, dress shirts, and a bow tie at a car wash. And then, like, in the summertime, I mean, if you didn't want to die in these awful pants, you had to wear the shorts, and they were, like, pleated shorts. The guy was... nothing wrong with it, because everything was pretty much legal as far as I could tell. But the guy very clearly liked to visit all his stores and see all of his male employees working in, you know, bow ties and shorts. It was weird. And it didn't make it any less weird that he was super, super southern. It was weird. I remember it being weird back then, but, like, I hadn't caught on to, like, why it was so weird. Again, nothing wrong with what was, you know, at the core of it, but the surface of it was weird as fucking shit. I just didn't realize it because it paid better than any other job. As a high school student, you were not getting paid more than $9 an hour starting out in 2013. That was sweet money. But yeah, looking back at it, I had to wear a humiliating outfit for a very strange man. Which is funny, because I never actually found it that humiliating. Like, after, like, a little bit, it was very much so at the beginning. But after a while, like, you got an amazing tan line. It was so high up your leg that when you wore your normal clothes, like, your tan line looked immaculate. On top of that, again, it was a car wash, so you were outside all day, so you had an amazing tan. And then next door was, hands down, still to this day, my favorite pizza place. So every day I would spend, like, a large chunk of my fucking paycheck on pizza. Do I regret it to this day? No. Because one day I'll die, and when I'm sitting on my deathbed, I'll know I have lived better than most people. I didn't hoard my elixirs till my deathbed, because guess what? It's in real world, and that shit don't work here. Now, I have lived a more privileged life than most people, and I acknowledge that, and I try to take advantage of it, because, again, Jesus Christ, I do not want to be on my deathbed thinking about how I did. I have too much FOMO to do that. Too many sad adults told me I'd regret things when I was young. Although I do have to say I'm thankful for it, because almost all of my regrets are simply things that I could have done better. But, like, again, unless you know better and you time travel, like, you can't fix what a teenager's gonna do, or a young child. Like, everybody wishes they treated their Yu-Gi-Oh cards better. Everybody wishes they still had 9 holographic Charizards, because they weren't that rare back then, because everybody had them. It's just we were all kids and we didn't play. Nobody had sleeves. And if anybody tells you they played with sleeves as a kid, it's because their parents made them. No child in 1998 was getting Dragon Shields. Get out of here. Somebody's older brother or, like, a trusted adult told you should protect your card. No child was out there double sleeving their Exodia. I'm so sick of that story. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I set aside 3 boxes of Jungle Set so I can officiate. God, dude, I'm so tired of those scams too. I'd never do it. I've always wanted to buy cards online because it looks so easy, but I could never trust it. I could never trust buying cards online. And again, I'm so glad that's one of my only regrets in life is because, like, again, we didn't know. You want to know my biggest regret? My Jurassic Park toys. Dude, I used to take those in the woods with me and, like, take string and throw it over, like, a tree branch and try to, like, reenact scenes from Jurassic Park and stuff like that. And those toys are all worth, like, over $100, if not more, in the boxes and stuff. And it's just like, damn. It's like, now that I'm 30, it's like, I don't care if they're in the box or not, but you can't go back in time and tell little kid me, like, hey, just enjoy those from afar, bud. What? Like, we're never going to sell them. We're going to hoard them until we die, and then our kids will sell them in an estate sale. What? Yep. So, yeah, no, there's no going back and convincing myself of that. I used to remember, this is so funny. I was such a creative kid, and I love it. I wish I'd, like, explored more into it. But I remember setting up, like, Warhammer-like battles with Jurassic Park toys against my Yu-Gi-Oh toys. That was the last time my cousin and I ever played with toys. I want to say we were quite old, too. But, like, he wasn't into it. I distinctly remember him not being about playing with toys anymore. And it was like, damn. I'm cooking here. I got something going. And I did. If only I'd known. But thankfully I didn't, because I didn't get into Warhammer. Oh my god. Can you imagine how bad I'd be? We'd be sitting here at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be like, alright, we got some cadmium red. We're gonna paint the end of our orc axes. You know what? I'm gonna get out some snot green. We're gonna touch up his arms. I think we could get a better tone on his arms this morning. Alright. Good. Alright. We're gonna paint the leather straps on the bottom of the axe now. I'm gonna switch to some flesh tone brown. Do a little dry brush. Always keep a second brush. You never know when you need a second brush. It's not because of mistakes. It's just, you never know. My god, imagine if we were up at 2 o'clock in the morning painting figurines. I used to draw pictures. When I was in 2nd grade, I would draw pictures. And what were they called? Funny money? We would get like these little fake dollar bills that the teacher had made, and you could trade them for things. And our class had like created a black market where we were trading each other funny money for cards. And I would draw people pictures. I would do commissions. Oh my god, I was a furry artist in 2nd grade. I would draw things for people that they couldn't, and they would give me their money, and then I would buy cards from other kids. My god, what was wrong with... I understood business at a much younger age than I should have. I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is one of the craziest stories. When I was a kid, we did this, it was 5th grade, so what is that, like, 10? We had to go to this thing called Big City, which was just a giant fake city for kids. It was actually a very small city, in retrospect, but it was for kids. Anyways, I had forgotten how to write a check, which was, like, one of the whole points of it, which is funny now because nobody uses checks, unless you're buying a house. Nobody uses checks. So like everybody there was buying these like stress balls that you could squeeze, and like, you know how stress balls are, they're fun. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. So everybody was buying them, and I just totally forgot how to write a check, so I never got to buy one. And I remember sitting on the school bus so sad because I didn't get one, and everybody was like, why didn't you write a check? And it was like, I forgot it. So I essentially like left the place with like all this money left over because I spent none of it because I forgot how to write a check. The funny thing was I also didn't have a job because my job was technically just, I think I worked at a snack shack. So all I did the whole time was just walk around and like talk to other people. And anytime like a teacher would be like, well, what are you supposed to be doing? I'd be like, well, I work at the snack shack, so it says really just sweep and maintain the snacks. And if anybody buys something, I have to help them. but like nobody was buying anything from them because everybody wanted the stress balls. So like I could just walk around and do whatever I wanted. At one point, I actually like hijacked the whole place and played cops and robbers, and they had to like drag me out of the mayor's office. In retrospect, for a while, it was super embarrassing. Now looking back at it, it's fucking hilarious. I like literally took the whole place hostage. It's kind of crazy to look back at that like they were not more concerned about what I had done. That's kind of crazy, dude. I literally hid in the mayor's office under the desk. I don't think I physically took him hostage. Wow. Is that 20 years ago? That's crazy. How'd I get away with that? That's real. That's a real event. I didn't have a weapon or anything. You know what it was? I was probably low blood sugar. I get fucking rowdy when I'm low blood sugar. Not an excuse, but probably why. It's so crazy to look back at, man. That doesn't even seem real anymore. Oh, man. What a crazy thing to even think about. I also got in trouble for kicking that kid in the crotch. Different event. We were playing football, American football, and I was not tall enough to catch the incoming pass, so I jumped off of him to catch the football and just completely crotch shot at him. Took the kid down. Got in a lot of trouble for that too. I spent a lot of time in detention growing up. I spent a lot of time in detention. Oh wait, did it happen? No. Are these all the same chips? Okay, yeah, those are all the same chips. In one year in middle school, I think I had 40 detentions. I was literally just a fucking awful child. But I now know as an adult, I wanted attention, which is really sad to look back at because I have a loving mother, but my poor mom was like, she was the middle two. Which one was she? She was the eldest of the middle two of 4 girls. And my grandma was like stone cold when it came to like attention and stuff like that. She was never even one of those loving grandmothers where it was like, my grandkids. She was like, okay, you like what? Chicken noodle. Well, when you come over, you'll have chicken noodle. And then you get there and she's like, everything's in the pot. I'm not helping. It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is literally just chicken and noodles. Like, I have to make it? Oh my god, you want me to buy you name brand? Ah, what'd she raise? It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't think I should be left with this woman. And it's because they grew up super poor. that like shaped them to be so hardcore, but like they were never poor after a certain point. Dear God, they come from one of the most wealthy generations in our fucking lifetime. Oh my God, they were miserable. They used to act like saints when they would give me gift cards to the like local McDonald's to go get food eventually. And all it was my mom was buying them gift cards for their birthday because they're impossible to buy anything for because they didn't want anything, because anything you would buy them, it just wasn't enough. And then they would just give me the gift cards because they wouldn't spend them. But they'd be like, we have a gift card for you. And it's like, I know because oh, I forgot I had to quit. No. I know because I bought it. Like, I asked 40 times what you wanted. And if you buy jewelry, it's always the wrong jewelry. You could buy them their birthstones, and they'd be like, oh, what made you pick this? Like, that's certainly a choice. Like, well, I bought this one because it's pretty, or I bought this, and it's like, oh, well, couldn't get something personalized. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's wrong with people? I actually think there was something wrong with my grandpa on, like, a fundamental level. Because he went from being a rally car driver... No! God damn it, you stupid scorpions. He went from being a rally car driver to a fucking weirdo. And I genuinely think something happened, and he just never spoke about it, because that's how men work for our generation. But one day I was driving up our driveway in a, like a little Ranger thing, like a little Ranger car thing, and he literally shoved me from the vehicle, because he said I was driving too fast. They're crazy people. Which is, again, why I haven't spoken to them in years. I've talked to my mom about it so many times, because he used to have a rally car parked at my aunt's, and it just literally, it went to like ruin. It used to be like apparently his pride and joy. It was this custom rally car that he had built from the ground up, and it just rotted, and every dude in the family wanted it. It was like that thing that everybody was like, oh, you think you're inheriting it? No, dude, I'm the one that's gonna inherit. I'm the only one good enough to drive it. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be, oh, it's me. I'm the one. And then it just rotted. They literally, everybody moved away, and it just got left on the property, and it just, like, it literally is one of those old farm cars under a tarp, behind a barn. Like, its history is gone now. The whole family's gone. But yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knows. My theory is that he watched somebody probably die on the track, and then just did what that old, like that old, what's it called? Oh, I can't think. That boomer generation, like, shut down. That, like, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm convinced that, like, yeah, like, because he went from driver to crew chief, and I'm like certain that he watched like a racer die on the track or something like that. I'm certain of it. There's also a time where, like, and again, I was the only grandson he even liked remotely, because I would watch Animal Planet with him or Discovery Channel. And then one day I learned like too much about birds, and he couldn't keep up in conversation with me, and he didn't like me from that point on. But I didn't realize that at the time. I just thought he got old man quiet all of a sudden. But no, it turns out that he was angry. He couldn't keep up. I didn't know that, though. They're such assholes. It's crazy to look back at. One of the most, like, ridiculous things was I lived with them for a whole summer when I was like 21, 22. Um, because they lived closer to the park I was working at than I did. If I wanted to drive to the park from where I live, it was going to be an hour and a half every day in the car. But if I lived with them, it was 15 minutes. And they never once came to see me. Again, mind you, they're retired, so like they have nothing to do but, you know, whatever they want. And they never once came to see me. And then when I moved out and went home, I still worked at the park, just less. And my first day working at the park after moving out of their place, they came to the fucking park thinking I wasn't gonna be there. And I remember just sitting at the table eating my breakfast because I'd driven an hour and a half in like my morning time to get there. And just sitting there and being like, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh man, it was so awkward. It was so awkward. All my coworkers were like, oh my god, of course you want to give him the tour. And I did literally just sat there and finished my food while they were standing there. And it was like, you're not getting a tour. Like, just walk around and leave. Like, I fucking hate you people. Oh my god, one of my roommates, like, stayed with me for a little bit. And it was one of those, it was just so embarrassing. It was one of those things where it was just like everything that came out of their mouth, I realized like, oh, I was raised by monsters. Oh, this is going to take a long time to unlearn. It's like, I never listened to you guys when I was younger, and I should have, and I would have realized sooner that you're monsters. Oh my god, my grandpa said some of the wildest things, which again, it's so crazy to look back at when you're younger in those situations because you just don't process it. Like, if every authority figure in your life is a horrible piece of shit, you don't know that. Like, you can't expect a child to out-moral their parents. I mean, sometimes you have to, but that's a big expect for a young child. Especially when all the adults in their life can. But it took me a while. I eventually realized, though, that I came from a fucking insane family. My dad was, oh my god, my dad was one of those people that was just like, if it's not nailed down, you can take it. And I, like, it took me so long to realize how horrific of a mentality that was. Obviously, I knew straight up thievery was bad, but it was one of those things where it's like, if he was walking through a park and he saw a walking stick he liked, it was his. And it's like, you can't just take shit from parks. Like, that's quite literally against the rules. And you'd be like, I don't see a sign. And it's like, it's at the entrance. Like, oh my god. But yeah, again, it's hard to expect a child to look at their fucking parental figure and be like, that's wrong. It's a wild ask, but sometimes you have to, man. It's a wild ask, but especially when it's your grandparents, though. But again, mine were crazy enough that it was like, I'm just not gonna listen to you people anymore. One of the funniest things that did come about, though, was my my grandpa thought he was straight up Native American, like hardcore Native American. We had a family story and everything that stretched back multi-generation. And then 23andMe came out and basically like just threw all of that in the trash, and like overnight he was somebody else. He doesn't like who he is now, so he doesn't talk about it, but I think it's funny. Turns out our family was never Native American. We're Jewish. We, like I think many people, learned that we were Jewish people escaping Europe. And we decided that we were going to be Native Americans when we got here, which I'm not really sure why you would pick that, but maybe because nobody checked? I don't know. But the old genome doesn't usually lie. I want to get my DNA checked, but I'm also terrified because, like, oh my god. First and foremost, I mean, they're literally just data collectors. For, like, I think a weird Christian national group. But the other thing is, and it would be, you know, helpful to everybody of the world, but I do not want to find out that my fucking DNA helped solve the case because my grandpa was, like, the slasher of the bay of... I don't know any bays, honestly. I actually don't know any bays off the top of my head. I mean, again, it'd be, you know, super helpful for cold cases, but I'd really hate to find out that I come from some fucking wicked family, truly. That happens, man. That happens to people. And, like, that scares me to be one of those people and find out that, like, god damn it, my family got worse. Because we did do a little research on my dad's side one time, and it was not pleasant. It got really unpleasant real quick. Oh, I was about to say, did I just do it again where I destroyed all the scorpions? I can't remember exactly what the details were, but essentially my grandpa was raised in, like, not juvenile detention, but, like, he hadn't broken enough laws back in the day for them to throw him in prison. But they're like, okay, we're just gonna send you to, like, a camp for troubled boys. And again, it wasn't a prison, but it was like, there were no... It was called, like, Boys Town or something like that. It straight up was just, like, a city of teens that they were like, yeah, we're not gonna fucking do anything with you. Like, we can't throw you in the prison systems. We'd rather not look at you guys. So here's, like, it was, like, straight up Peter Pan shit. And then when you turned 18, you got, like, kicked out of the town. It was weird. It was, like, weird to research. It was like, this sounds made up. But it was also, like, you know, 100 years ago, and they didn't really give a shit about kids this way. But yeah, it kind of scared me to get my DNA checked and just be like, ah, God, I'm gonna fucking learn about a cold case from him. Which again, it makes me feel bad and so privileged to be like, man, my fucking grandparents suck. But at the same time, it's just like, Jesus Christ, like, the situations that raised them, like, horrifying. But it's so weird to me, again, that at no point did they ever go, God, we made it. Time to have a loving family and cherish my family around me. And instead, we're just fucking, God, some of the most hateful people that may have possibly walked this earth. Wild, but I'm too weak. I can't have that shit in my life. I genuinely cannot have that kind of negativity in my life, so... I haven't spoken to my dad, I think, in 8 years, 9 years. He told me if I moved to the American Southwest, I was going to be robbed and left dead by the Mexican cartels. And it was like, Dad, you can't say that. He was like, say what? Oh, what are they called now? It's just like, the whole thing. And he, like, I remember having this conversation with him, and it was just like, you genuinely don't know what you said is wrong. Like, I can't fix that. Like, you're supposed to be helping me grow up. Like, you're my father. Like, have we already done the change where I'm saving you? Like, dude, I don't think I'm prepared for this. I was not. Sorry for all the venting, guys. You can tell me to stop at any time. But I find talking about shitty family issues and grinding really makes the time go by. Did y'all feel me? Oh my god, no, my dad, it all went downhill when and this is pretty typical. I think a lot of people in America had to deal with this and it was very sad, but my fucking dad saluted Trump during his inaugural speech? Oh my god, the more I try to say it, the worse it gets. Anyways, it was just like, I remember sitting there on the phone, like in the kitchen, just like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But it was too late. It was over. Oh god, one sec, my ear. Oh, my ear itches. That is an unpleasant itch. Yeah, I think it's been 8 or 9 years. Actually, 8. I'm pretty sure it's been 8. Isn't it all coming down to an end? That would put it at 8 years, right? I think so. Makes me sad, but oh my god, I can't have that kind of hate in my life. I'm actually thinking, like, it's kind of sucking, but I'm actually thinking about getting away from Reddit and Discord both. But then, like, you can't really talk to people. But man, the negativity on both of them is just, it's too much for my daily life. Which sucks, like, especially on, like, gaming, like, Discords. I feel like there's someone constantly trying to argue for, like, attention from the dev or something. It's so exhausting. Reddit is far worse. But my main problem with Discord is, like, if you have, like, something to say and you say it at, like, a bad time, you'll come back 6 hours later and somebody talking about, like, their breakfast wrote 200 messages and nobody's ever gonna see your question again. And it's like, bro, why did Terry have to come in and talk about how he didn't have any granola today? And I'm like, well, Terry's very chatty. And it's like, well, yeah, but I tried to ask a question and nobody answered it because Terry talked about his breakfast. Like, well, maybe nobody knew the answer. And then, like, I'll repeat the question and 7 people will suddenly answer. And it's just like, see, nobody fucking saw it because Terry was talking about not having granola. Like, this shit's weird and tiring. I joined a subreddit one time, and the whole subreddit was talking about roofing, and it was a gaming it was a Discord, sorry. And the whole Discord was talking about roofing. And it was just like, what is going on in here? And essentially one of the mods had bought a house and was renovating. So like the whole subreddit was transforming into like a home renovations Discord. I keep saying subreddit, but it was the Discord. And it was just like, this is so weird. But I also think that's a serious problem with Discord, is a lot of people will make Discords for, like, games, and then slowly over the years, they basically transition to just being, like, some communities hangout, and it really has nothing to do with the game anymore. And, like, maybe I'm just a bitter person deep down, but, like, that shit's annoying. It sucks when you try to, like, join a Discord to talk about a game, and it's just, like, 7 people who are best friends on the internet, and, like... Again, maybe I'm just not social enough, but it's just like, damn, I thought this was, like, the so-and-so Discord. It's like, oh, we are! Okay, you guys are talking about bread, and I just scrolled back 3 weeks, and at no point do you talk about the game. Well, if it's just us here, we don't really talk about it anymore. It's like, okay. And again, it's like, it's not like they can just relinquish it to somebody, but it's just like, did you make this 6 years ago? And now it's just like a hangout spot for you? Like, this is kind of weird for me. I joined one time, and a guy, like, played a prank on me. Where, I didn't know this, but if you send, like, this, like, specific string of text at the end of your Discord messages, it'll pop up with gray subtext. And he had gray subtext that essentially said he was being watched by the FBI and you shouldn't, like, talk to him. And it, like, sent me into this tizzy because it was like, I've been in situations with, like, in real life where it's like, oh, fuck, you're under investigation. Like, you're literally, police are watching you. And they're like, yeah. Like, get the fuck away from me. I've been in a car with somebody going to a disc golf game, and they were like, oh, by the way, I hope none of you guys brought anything, wink wink, because I'm on parole. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of the car! What the fuck? Why do we hang out with this guy? But no, this guy fucking on Discord thought it'd be hilarious to send me a message that at the end of it said he was under investigation from the FBI and you shouldn't contact him. So it's just like, Jesus Christ, bro, were you on the island? Like, what's going on here? And then, like, 2 other people tried to, like, laugh it off and were like, oh, he's a jokester. And it's like, no, what is that? And then after a while, I learned that, yeah, it's like a little hack you can do on Discord. But it's like, bro, what are we, 12? Like, are you genuinely sending the new guy a message that you're being watched by the FBI for questionable material? Like, what the fuck is this? But again, it was like a Discord for a really obscure PS2 game that only like 4 people used the Discord of. So it turned into their like little personal hangout. And one of them was like, I'm the Twixter of the group. What, the Discord kittens? And it's like, bro, your friend's fucking weird. Like, you're ruining everything. Which, yeah, I haven't gone back to that community in literally a year. Because it was just like, yo, this dude's fucking weird, and you should not let him be the first person that talks to people. His excuse was that we had had a conversation before, and that conversation was an entire year prior. So it's like, yeah, nice, dude. I definitely remember talking to you from a year ago. And even then, it's like, wow, when is this joke ever funny? Like, uh-oh, I'm a bad boy. I'm being watched by the FBI. Like, dude, it's 2025. Like, nobody ever wants to be watched by the FBI in 2025. Like, that's not... It's not edgy. It's fucking creepy nowadays. Like, that's... Stop. But, yeah, once I found out it was just, like, he was like, ooh, Lily. It was like, okay, this is just lame. Like, I don't want to be here. But that has happened 4 or 5 times now, where I join a Discord for like an old PS2 game, and it's just like 5 or 6 people who have been hanging out for like at least half a decade every day. And it's just like, okay, this isn't a gaming Discord, it's just a hangout spot with the name of a game. Like, this kind of sucks. I actually made a Discord. But I didn't realize that as the mod of the Discord, I couldn't set my thing to offline. It always, and maybe you can now, but I didn't have it set properly. So some people could always see when I was online, and it got bad, dude. I had to shut the whole fucking thing down and kick everybody. Because it just fucking, it made me so uncomfortable. Because some people would just send me messages and be like, hey, did you see it? Did you see it? And it's like, yes, I saw the fucking meme you sent me at 2 in the morning because I got on my phone and Discord was the last thing I had open. So you thought I was on. And it's like, dude, I can't do this. Like, you waiting for my thing to flip to green so you can send me messages and then sending me multiple messages to see if I saw them is like fucking exhausting. Especially too, because that was back when I did like 16-hour streams and stuff like that. So it was just like I would end a 16-hour stream and then hop on my phone and like a couple people would be messaging me. And it's like, dog, we just talked for 16 hours. Like, I can't do this. So, like, I had to get off Discord for a while. I also just think it was those people, but, like... Again, that's kind of how the real world is, you know, a couple people ruin it for everybody. As sad as that is to say out loud, it's kind of true. We're making great progress. We'll probably get 192, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll play Rogue Galaxy, and then we'll play more of this, and then we'll play Rogue Galaxy, and then we'll play more of this. I really should play Dragon Quest VIII at some point, but I'm gonna have to be in the zone for that. That's gonna have to be like a 12-hour day on its own, because like the whole point of that challenge is to use the monster team, but like to get the challenge properly going, I have to get the monster team at the lowest level possible. So to do that, you have to do a low level challenge run, and like that's not the hardest thing, but there's so much RNG that goes into it. First and foremost, just to attempt the low level run, you have to RNG farm herbs from a lady who has like, I think it's like a 10% chance to give you good herbs. And then like there's multiple good herbs, so it's like a 25% chance that you get the herb you want on top of the 10% chance just to get the rare herb from her. So it's just like, oh yay, RNG. And then again, when you go to fight the boss, you have to like, oh wait, wrong. Whoops. When you actually go to fight the boss, it's like, okay, he has to do this much damage, and I have to tank the hit, and yeah, it's, ugh. Usually in challenges like that, though, I use save states, because it's like, again, that's not the actual challenge. The challenge is monsters. Which, if I ever make it there, will be a ton of fun, because I should still have them. Hey, thanks for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day at work. Sorry I ended stream on you early yesterday, but I usually don't stream that late in the day. So if I'm ever on that late, it's usually just for an hour. If you've ever wondered why I just do random hour streams, it's because I'm like just waking up from a nap, and I'm like, shit, if I stream right now, I can record for an hour and then like go to bed. I have no sleep schedule. I try to do 2-hour recordings for YouTube, but I don't know. I'm not that I'm trying to keep you, but I don't know a change. But in the last year, all of my files on my computer have like tripled in size. So I went from doing 2-hour recordings, and they'd be like 3 gigabytes, to my 2-hour recordings are like 7 or 8 gigs now. So like I don't mind recording for just an hour because they take up less space. I mean, if I do multiple recordings, obviously it takes up the same amount of space, but I seriously don't know what happened. All of my recordings like doubled or tripled in size, and it's like, it's honestly infuriating. I don't even know how that's physically possible. My only guess is that, like, it has something to do with, like, backups on OneDrive or something. See, I've never in my life needed that much. Because, like, even if I had 50 recordings, I still wasn't, like, running out of space on my computer. But all of a sudden, just overnight one day, all of my recordings just tripled in size, and my computer was like, you have no space. And it was like, bro, what? It's so weird. I swear it was like OneDrive or something, like stop backing up files, and then all of a sudden all my files got bigger. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm not smart enough to know if that's a thing. Because I feel like that wouldn't make the actual files bigger. It was just their backups. But like my files straight up got bigger. I had a roommate that had like every Comedy Central show, Adult Swim show, and like it was so much. He had so much television just saved to terabytes storage drives. He was also super obnoxious about it. They were weird. They were weirdos. I hated that friend group. There was one friend at like the top of it who basically everybody acted like was a fucking god. Because it's so funny to me. Because he was autistic and he could code well. Now, depressingly, he did get a really good job simply because he was autistic and could code well. He was a massive asshole. Just straight up one of those people that like acts like Sheldon Cooper and thinks everybody's lesser than them. So fucking incredibly overconfident for no fucking reason other than like they were born slightly different and they can like, I'm good with numbers. Just a total fucking insufferable person. But every single person around them patted them on the back like, I love getting beat up in Super Smash Bros. By you, bro. I'd love to sit on the couch with you. Like, why do you come up here all the time? Oh my god. I remember one time we went to go get tacos, and they were like, this is the greatest taco truck ever. First and foremost, it was the most regular taco truck ever. But he was like, dude, it's gonna be so exciting. You guys all have something to ride, right? And it was like, what do you mean? And he was like, bro, we ride to the taco truck. It's our thing. And like, I had to ride one of the like other dude's skateboards because I didn't bring anything to ride. And it was just like, this is so fucking obnoxious. Why do you guys hang out with this fucking weirdo? And he was like, I'm unicycling today. So it took us like 45 fucking minutes to walk like half a mile because the fucking sidewalks were trash and this guy wanted to unicycle and like wasn't like in like, you know, one of those crazy off-roader unicyclists. So like he did the fucking back and forth balance thing for half a mile. And it's like, bro, we could have just walked this in like 9 minutes maximum. Like, instead, I got jello legs because the road's so shitty and I fucking skated on this dude's loose skateboard. My fucking knees are like the whole way here. Because you guys wanted to be the quirky dudes who show up to the taco truck on a unicycle and a penny board. Like, I hate you people. And I realize I'm just on the opposite end of the spectrum of like, let's just get food and like be normal people because it's a struggle to exist. And they're like, nah, we're quirky. And it's like, this is fucking miserable. But like, you're actually this fucking miserable. So like, I know this isn't an act. Because you're gonna go home and play Super Smash Bros. Melee for the next 9 hours. It literally ruined that game for me. Because it like literally became a hierarchy of like, where are you fall in the Smash Bros. Ladder? Oh, you can't beat so-and-so? Oh, I can beat so-and-so. So that's pretty good. I can probably beat you then. And it's just like, I hate this. Like, I genuinely fucking hate this game now. Oh my god, I remember the first time I like sat there and looked at the character roster and I had like a moment of like, well, don't pick your favorite character because everybody's just gonna beat your ass because they have priority over you now. And it was just like, you know what? I'm picking my favorite fucking character. And I just got my ass beat. And it was like, well, yep, shouldn't have done that. Like, good game, I guess. And then it was just like, no, not good game. It's like, I'm tired of coming home and somebody's practicing ice climbers wobble so that they can win this afternoon. What is wrong with you people? It's like, I'm competitive, but what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's like, there's no joy in this game anymore. But again, I cannot stand that friend group. I just couldn't do it. It got ugly. Over Smash Bros. All because one dude was like so fucking on the spectrum for Smash Bros. He literally every day, that's all he played was Smash Bros. And people like worshiped this guy, so they were like, I have to impress him. And it's like, bro, that's weird. In and of itself, it's weird. But nope, he ended up getting a really good job and marrying one of the dude's sisters because everybody worshipped him. So fucking weird, bro. It was so weird. It was one of the first times in my life where I was just like, yo, this is creepy. But I've since, you know, getting on Twitch and stuff like that, I have seen that culture time and time again where people just worship one guy and it's like, ew. Like, please don't. Please. Like, you're a person too. You know, you could do those things. Like, nah, so-and-so's my king. It's the greatest. Oh, God. Speaking of, like, people with unhealthy fandoms, isn't it crazy that Jacksepticeye's making a Bloodborne movie? That's wild, right? Is that Markiplier? Is Markiplier's success in making his own movie gonna get us, like, more movies? Because like that'd be kind of crazy if King Markiplier making a video game movie actually gets us more Hollywood like video game movies. And not that I think Jacksepticeye is gonna like knock it out of the park, but like I think he has something that a lot of directors don't have nowadays, and that's like common sense. Because I don't think he's like an expert on Bloodborne or anything like that. I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. But like, I think he's smart enough to know that experts will watch it. And he's like, shit, if this isn't accurate, they're gonna rip me apart online. I think he has the common sense to know that. So he's gonna do a good job. And then again, I think he has the pride to just, you know, want to do a good job. It would be so cool to actually get, like, a good video game adaptation. And if the Bloodborne movie's good... Oh, that makes so much sense why From Software said no to Sony's Bloodborne remake. They were going to try to shove a remake out in time for the movie. That makes so much sense why Sony wanted them to do a remake and they said no. Sony 100%. Wow. Although I was about to say, and too bad they closed Blue Point Studios, but I actually heard that Miyazaki wasn't impressed with Blue Point's remake of Demon Souls. I don't have like a quote or anything of that nature, but I actually do remember reading that he wasn't impressed with their changes. Which is crazy, because I think most fans were impressed with the changes. But, I mean, go figure, the guy who made it doesn't like how people remade it. The tale as old as time. Oh, but as for those Invincible cards, I was so mad about those the other day. But then I saw the Relic card, like the chase card, the card that you're after. Dude, that's where they put all the money. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. Although I did see online that people are saying do not buy loose packs of Invincible cards because they are 100% weighable. Which is a problem, because as soon as I opened the pack with like the rare card in it, I could tell immediately that it was a unique card. So if there's like a distributor who can open boxes, they'll absolutely skim them. I mean, you can just tell which ones have the unique stuff in them. But I bought mine sealed from the store, and it had a guaranteed hit in it. So I checked it out, and I hate to say it, thoroughly impressed. Again, I don't know exactly what the authenticity... It says on the back of the card that it's authenticated by the company. So, like, so long as the company doesn't go under, which should be owned by Amazon, so it's hard to say. They have the money to keep it afloat, but they also have the power to just decide not to. But it says each relic card holds a piece of the original comic. Now, I don't know if that's just, you know, a printing of the original comic, which is so cool, or if it's actually a piece of the original, like, first printing. Like, hey, we printed the first copy, and we need to copy it for the other one. But, like, some of the relic cards are, like, literally the dumbest thing in the world. And then some of them are, like, the coolest picture ever cut from the comics. So, like, I think there actually is, like, one comic they're cutting up for all of these cards. And, like, some of the cards are cooler than others. And some are just total flops. Like, somebody was showing off that they just got a Omni-Man card. And then it has, like, his famous picture where he's flying out, like, to outer space and he's crying. And it's like, bro, that's one of the greatest fucking cards ever. And then somebody else shared that they had a card and it's just black space. And it's like, oh, wait, bro, you just got scammed. Like, yours is the worst thing ever. Mine's weird. Mine's very clearly supposed to be a cool scene, but, like, I got the bottom half of it. So, like, there's a lot going on, but you can't tell what's going on because it's, like, the bottom half of, like, a big scene. And then I got I think a 192 of 199 printing, which, you know, isn't great. You'd rather have 199 of 199, but 192's something. But yeah, the actual cards are so fucking lame. But the collectible ones are, it's so weird. They very clearly knew what they were doing as far as, like, the money aspect. Like, hey, how do we make these cards worthwhile so people actually want to, like, collect them and resell them? And again, the ones that have the comic put inside of them look really cool. And, like, again, it gives you a little snippet of the comic, too. So, like, if you get a good piece, it's really nice. And it makes it just that much more collectible to get one that's like, hey, I have Alan the Alien's introduction picture. But there will be some, like, if they go through all the seasons, there will be some of the cards that are so collectible because of the picture on them. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But then again, like, the other cards are just stupid looking, so I don't know if it'll even make it that far.
Oh, one of the local card shops wants me to buy all of his Neopet cards, but he won't lower the price, and it annoys me.
He's like, I had one person come in and say they wanted Neopet cards, so I ordered a bunch of Neopet cards, and yep, would you look at that? I've got a bunch of Neopet cards. And it was like, well, what do they run a box? And he was like, I think it was like 16 packs per box. And he was like, it's $80 per box. And it was like, bro! It's like, you can get Union Arena, you could get, I don't even remember what all I said. But it was like, there were so many other games where it was just like, nobody plays Neopets. Like, if you're buying Neopet cards, it's for the fun of opening packs. So, like, You can't charge normal prices, my guy. But I think card store owners are just in a spot where they're like backs are against a wall and they kind of have to like be abrasive because you're either just loitering or you're making money. And I think a lot of shops are kind of tired of people just coming in and being like, do you have this card? Do you have this card? Is this your card? Sorry, I'm a magic man. But I'm so tired of going in places and it's just like, bro, you gotta haggle. Like, the economy's bad. I shouldn't be buying cards, but here I am. And like, you just literally said you haven't sold those boxes because somebody asked for them and that person disappeared. And I'm interested. It's like, can you come down? Which is honestly, there's a shop that I've talked about this so many times. I hated this shop. I hate the owner. I fucking hate the owner of the store. Fucking hate. I made fun of him for being bald one time by accident, and I didn't even feel bad in the end. I was only embarrassed that it came out of my mouth so quickly that I made fun of him for being bald. But it was like, fuck you, dude. Like, he literally handed my money back to the wrong person twice. Like, I was making a transaction with him, and then somebody he knew came inside to talk to him, so he stopped talking to me mid-transaction, and then he just hands my change to the wrong person, because he's not talking to me anymore. So, like, fuck him. I absolutely did not feel bad about calling him bald. I did feel bad that it came out of my mouth so quickly. I didn't even hesitate. If you're wondering what I said, I told him I was gonna get out of his hair. And he just stared at me and it was like, oh, my bad. Sorry. I don't even say that normally. That's so weird. Why did I say that? That's so weird. But anyways, his employees, which I don't even think they're actually employees. I think they all own the store partially. They're just not assholes and refer to themselves as owners all the time. But anyways, they give me discounts. Like, if I buy in bulk, they 100% give me discounts. Which keeps me going back. Am I in the wrong mode? I guess those boards just aren't high enough below. That's weird. Alright, well that's the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna go save. I gotta feed the cats. Of course now they're calm. It's so annoying. Alright, and then when I get back, we're gonna switch to Rogue Galaxy for a bit. YouTube, thanks for stopping by, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, thanks for being here.